Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I'd like to talk to you about the next recession. And I don't want to talk to you about the next recession because everything's on sale today. So the Nasdaq is down 3%, which is huge. S&P 500 down almost 2.6%. So a lot of things went on sale yesterday, and I actually picked up a few more stocks because L Brands went down over 9%. So I made the video a couple days ago, and I really think that it's still a good buy, even though Victoria's Secret is not doing so well. But let's talk about the next recession. So yesterday, the tariffs were a huge thing that dragged down the stock market, not the economy. Because Trump said something stupid, which is a daily thing, and then the Chinese were like, all right, we're going to slap some tariffs on some stuff. So tariffs actually don't have too much to do with the next recession, because we've had recessions in the past, and we've had recessions before the whole free market thing really went basically around the world. So the tariffs make some stuff more expensive for the consumer, but I don't think that in a vacuum they would cause a recession, and I don't think that they will even deepen a recession. The thing that I think will deepen a recession is the interest rate is already incredibly low. So if there were to be another recession, we are already doing the things that would prevent a recession or that would lessen a recession. And the interest rate already being so low means there is not much room to pump more money into the economy to kind of get things back on track. And that's the theme with all the things that are going on right now. So if a recession were to happen right now, what could we really do with the interest rate? It's already so low that there's not too much we can do before we're basically paying people to take loans. So interest rate already way too low, considering that the economy is doing so well and has been doing so well. I think they should have raised it way up, way sooner, to kind of get the momentum going again, to actually have a stable economy where borrowing money actually costs money, or rather where you actually get interest for things in savings accounts, which you still wouldn't, because banks would just eat that up, but still. So then we have the humongous tax cuts that are costing us like $1 trillion. That is also a problem because, again, we're doing the things that we should be doing if there were another recession. It's just that we've done them during a time where the economy was doing phenomenal. So the tax cuts at a time when things are going really great are such a terrible idea for so many reasons. Number one, you're kind of costing yourself a good tool to handle a recession with. And number two, you're increasing the deficit at a time where you should be decreasing the deficit because the economy is doing so well. Obviously, when everything is going great, you should be raising the taxes, you should be trying to pay down the deficit, you should be trying to pay down the debt, and you should give yourself more leverage to where if a recession was coming, you could just lower the tax rate and give the consumers more money to go out and spend more money with. That's not happening. Savings are terrible, consumer debt is terrible, and the tax cuts are pretty bad right now, and we don't really have a lot of room to just lower taxes further, give incentives to people, do like the whole TARP thing again. So another tool that we will not have for the next recession, because even with taxes going to zero, doesn't really matter, because a lot of people right now are not paying taxes in the first place. So the standard deduction for filing jointly is $24,000 right now, which means that a lot of people already don't pay taxes at all. So that's a problem, obviously. And then the whole banking deregulation. So during 2008, the banks kind of self-destructed because they were stupid and they were speculating that somehow house prices were going to go up indefinitely to infinite. And so they gave everyone loans for houses that people couldn't afford, and were basically just like, your house is going to appreciate enough to where you can pay back this loan even though you cannot afford this loan. So the whole thing kind of imploded when that was no longer the case. And we made some regulations for banks to where they couldn't be stupid anymore. But the Republicans kind of walked most of that back to where the banks are allowed to self-destruct again. Now, I don't think that will happen again because the banks itself were going slightly more secure ways. But we're getting back to the point where subprime loans, subprime mortgages are a thing again. It's just not at the same scale. So while I do think the deregulation is going to cost us in the long term, I don't think it's a problem for the near term. It's just mainly the interest rate that's going to screw us, and the tax cuts that have already cost so much money and not really helped a lot of people. A lot of people got some more money in their pocket because of the tax cuts, but it's not really a visible thing that everyone thinks about. It's more of an insignificant amount that people just get every paycheck and don't think much about, so it didn't really help as much as it was expected. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm hoping that there will not be a recession anytime soon, but things are getting kind of crazy lately, so I wouldn't be surprised either way. I hope we're not seeing the minus 3% numbers too much too soon, but no one predicts these things well, so guess we're gonna have to see. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.